Part two, November 27 mail call. Still working through the stack, but I don't have any lessons to teach you like I did in my previous video, so we're gonna get right into it. All right, from Memphis, Tennessee, home of the Grizzlies, which there are no Grizzlies in Memphis, Tennessee. There are in Vancouver, where the basketball team there used to play at. I always thought that was weird, like the Utah Jazz. There's no Jazz in Utah. There is in New Orleans. But anyway, I digress. From Memphis, Tennessee, Ed Taylor, uh, former, I guess, defensive back for the Jets. That's a very good little. What's this say? Huh. I do not know what this is. This must have been from the whoever owned this before. But there's a little note here that says, "Not on team anymore. Not on this team anymore, or not on team anymore." So I guess maybe someone was tracking back way back when, and Taylor got relegated to not being on the Jets any longer. So anyway, well, thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. Next, from Oakland, home of the almost departing Oakland days. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, it's good. It's a good one. A little disappointing in the placement of a Donald Foyle. Signed this relic that I sent his way from 2005, 2006 Topps Basketball. It's a Target exclusive NBA game worn jersey card of a Donald Foyle. Donald Foyle, I think he's interesting. I think he went to like Colgate or something like that for college. I could be wrong. I could be really wrong, but like not a powerhouse. But he was a really well regarded recruit. I think I remember. But anyway, the signature is pretty great. Um, Actually, the video of it looks much better than in person. I guess because of the sheen. But it's in black on a lot of black, which you know, not going to complain. But if he'd done it down here in the corner, the bottom, there's plenty of areas here. Donald could have signed it, but nevertheless, not a big deal. Always like these signed relics that are legit signed relics, not relics, and then they slap on a post-it note that they sign, clear post-it note or whatever. This looks like Abilene, Texas, which I don't know much about except for what I read and heard about in westerns. But J.D. Smith lives there or near there, a offensive lineman for the Eagles way back in the old days. I love these old timers, man. I love what year is this? It's like a 61 or 62 maybe. I had an old Jim Brown and a Unitas of this year. They were in pretty good shape. I sold them because I'm stupid. That being said, this is in pretty good shape, and it's a good signature. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Go Eagles! Fly Eagles fly! Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, great! This is a good one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Jody's last name. Some people can do it. I guess if you're fans, you can do it. He is a Hall of Fame lineman for the Bills and for the Browns. So he blocked for O.J. Simpson like throughout the 70s, which, I mean, apparently he did a good job because O.J. was one hell of a bat before he became a murderer. But this card is from Wholesome Bread, I believe it is. HOLSUM. I think it's a regional bread. Well, it says Tops, 1978 Tops. But I thought it was a bread, one of those bread companies. Remember those old Wonder Bread um, cards you get in like sacks of bread? Um, Maybe it's not wholesome, but in any event, it's a rare card. That's just as far as there's not that many of them. It's in great shape, and Joe D gave me his John Hancock. Very good. Jody's a great signer. I think I'm probably sent $5. I've got him to sign a bunch of stuff in the past. I've started sending some money to him. He's signed for free for years. So Nashville, home of Taylor Swift and Jason Isbell, and Sherman Smith. Now, this is interesting in that I got him to sign. I've had his individual cards, but I got him to sign all these Seahawks leaders, which is great. He's got a great signature. But what's even be cooler is when I get Steve Largent to also sign all of these, former congressman and player for Oklahoma. Um, and Dave Brown's on this one. Manu Tuiasosopo. This is 78 one's got Walter Packer and Audrey Beeman also on it. 79's got Cornell Webster, Bill Gregory. I'll have to check on those folks. But it's the Sherman Smith, uh, Steve Largent double on these. That's going to be really neat. Sherman Smith, $0.00, extremely generous. Thank you. Sermon Metroplex from Michigan, which I guess is 8 Mile. Oh, cool. I was wondering about this guy. Charlie Brinkman's you've been seeing a lot of results from him, a lot of returns on Sports Card Forum. And I thought I had sent some Charlies out, and I did. This is a really great signature on a 74. Really cool. And on his rookie card, this is in really good shape. I got it. You can get it for $1 or $2. COMC. I think Dick Maloney is still with us in signs. I'll have to check on that though. But yes, I'm obviously going for the double there. New Orleans. I've heard that New Orleans natives, maybe I could be wrong, do not like it to be referred to as the Big Easy, which, boy, that's a great nickname. Why would you pass that up? Um, the Crescent City is also a really great nickname. And Nolans, Nawlins apostrophe, um, is great too. Great. I love that city. If you've never been there, if you live in the South, you've probably been to New Orleans. But if you've never been to New Orleans and you live in the North or the West, man, check it out. It is its own thing. I know if you have never been there, you probably just think of Katrina, which is sad. Katrina did a ton of damage. But New Orleans, man, it is its thing. There's nowhere else like it. Nowhere. Um, Definitely check it out. But they also have the Saints. Tom Roussel. Um, Home, Metairie, Louisiana. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose so. Metairie's a little city right outside New Orleans. I wouldn't call it I mean, I guess it's a suburb ish. They're kind of blended together. Metairie is also known for their extravagant cemeteries. They have to bury all the dead above ground because of the flooding, and otherwise you get, I guess, coffins seeping out of the raising out of the ground, which is creepy enough. And then you got New Orleans, well, the voodoo and witches. Anyway, you have to build basically like mausoleums and above ground structures. There are some really, really old ones in the St. Louis number one, the St. Louis number two, I think, in right off Bourbon Street, or not Bourbon Street, off to the French Quarter. But out in Metairie, they had these enormous, elaborate, just shockingly gaudy and awesome, um, like where people bury all their family. They all get buried there, and like you stick a body in there, and it rots away and becomes dust and dirt, and then, well, they don't clean it out you clean it out like a fireplace. You just next up, man, they're all all the innards or remnants are mixed together. They're everyone's family. I mean, like I said, New Orleans, man, it is its own thing. This is Nova, Northern Virginia. I think that's what that stands for. And, oh, very good. Always love to get John Jefferson rookie card. For some reason, this was my favorite card as a kid. Um, just loved it. Just freaking loved it. And I've finally got a really good quality one with a nice signature. San Diego was my first team with Eric Coryell. Jefferson was obviously one of the beginners there. Here he is on a 79 team card with Lydell Mitchell, who I just don't think he signs. Lydell just doesn't sign. And Fred Dean has passed, but Mike Fuller does. So I get two of those. Anyway, I was just devastated whenever Jefferson was traded to the Packers. We got they got Wes Chandler back, but it wasn't quite the same. Wasn't quite the same. Salt Lake City. Speaking of the Jazz in New Orleans. Oh, this is a good one. Billy Demong, Nordic skiing, one of the members of Team USA from 2014, resides Park City, Utah, from Vermontville, New York. Um, you can find these old Tops um, Olympic cards on per card, about 50 cents to $1 on CMC, or find the sets on eBay, relatively inexpensive. And they got just a lot of really cool winter and summer athletes, and everything from Tyson Gay and Rebecca Lobo, the soccer players, women's soccer players, down to like people we've never heard of. They're just extremely good at the particular sport. They don't sign that often, but they always sign for free, and they sign very generously. So you'll pick up one of those Olympic sets. Columbia, South Carolina. I have been there. Oh, very good. Another one of those wholesome bread cards. This is Bobby Bryant for the Vikings. Let's see if this sheds any more light on it. 77 Tops. But I know this was distributed by Wholesome Bread. I guess they must have asked Tops to print them for them and then distributed it on their own. But they only did it for like the Vikings and the Pack, and then a couple of other um, teams. Just I guess it's wherever they distributed Wholesome Breads. But that's a good one. St. Louis, Missouri. Ooh, team card and a note. Oh, first off, the team card. 79 Giants. This is Mark Hill. Mark Hill, one of the tubbiest players in baseball, along with Greg Luzinski, Greg Melton, and Terry Forster. I love them all. Tubby athletes are just the best. John Kruk. But anyway, here, a little bit corner. That just happens. That just happens whenever you send out team cards. They go to like handled by 10 or 20 different people. But this one's got Mark Hill, Gary Lavelle, Ed Halecki, Jim Dwyer, Jim Barr, Roger Metzger. There's Roger. Yeah. And Daryl Evans. Still can get a couple more guys. Sadly, I get Jack Clark. Sadly, I missed Vida Blue. Vida Blue's no longer with us. But I can get Jack Clark. I can get Bill Madlock. Um, a couple more. I'll have to check on that. But to the Gaspers, Merry Christmas, Mark Hill. What a solid guy, man. What a solid guy. Mark Hill. 5-tool player. Well, if the tools are silverware, he's a 5-tool player. Next, Denver, Colorado. It's probably that John Elway I sent off, isn't it? Ha ha ha. No, oh, that's a good one though. Keith Van Horn. Shiny. Look, my precious. Is that shiny? This is one of those Panini Crusades. Serial numbered. Out of 249. This is 41. Keith Van Horn, solid signer. Does not charge. But we'll sign one. Do not send 2 or 3 or 4 for that matter. He will sign 1. So get your favorite Van Horn cards. Just start lining them up like I do. You send one off, you get it back, send the next. Send one off, send one, get it back, send the next. At some point, if they want to stop, they'll stop. Um, but anyway, Keith Van Horn, very solid, great collegiate career at Utah, that's I guess a theme going on here. All right, one more before we stop. Do another video. This is from the Metroplex. Again, about 8 Mile. Oh, good. Mark Brunell. Very thin signature. He charges, I think, $5. I think he collects for his a charity for his daughter or something like that. It's on the sportscollectorsforum.com, but he costs. But it's again, like $5. This is a really good metal card. Again, get these suckers in penny sleeves ASAP, or they will rub. So, all right, a little after 15 minutes. We'll stop it here and move on next video. Thanks.